Good morning, everyone. Today is a very special day for me. Not only you may cut fundraiser towards treatment for me, but you may also Catholic Good for Awareness. October, I may come out about breast cancer, cervical cancer, or Vanuatu, as well as some story on those virus Vanuatu. Name nutrition. More me want them contribute to the story about today. Journey for me, more interest for me about all experiences for all women, what them breast cancer or Vanuatu human beings start about 2020 through long personal experience for me. Even go through the entire process and even look, say, got one big need share this one story, look at better understanding what I'm now, the woman only step go through them. So time really finding out because in our later stage. And also the need when we start really addressing, and if there was a chance somewhere through sharing these experiences to get women or even any cancer patient or any patient who any kind of critical illness who needing treatment, then we can support that. But my journey actually started then when we've been first noticing one lump of breast image during one of my monthly checks, low period cycle. And we've been seeking medical advice. The doctor will refer me go back down to Vila Central Hospital, look at biopsy at that time. And at that time, my results came back negative. There was no chances of cancer. However, this time around, there was just an ingrown hair where we started outside the pit. It wasn't really alarmed that I noticed a few in around April, and I was concerned about that. And I made good make him one of smear the time. I've been asking nurse, him also helping me to check. And from then, I mean, feeling not of alarm for me, noticing. And then the whole process for diagnostic, you start over there going forward just to making sure, say, if I current results time. So back in 2020, I think one was something where really affected me at that time. Just the fear around it, because growing up, breast cancer having something where flap the story about them inside the family. Mystery playing too, within your family, but me and you know. I think we sabi about one sister way to like lose from breast cancer. But that is at a later stage. But what really caught me was the psychology, the mental stage, the psychological process for this one, because as you know, with cancer in Vanuatu, once someone is detected with breast cancer, it's just like waiting for time and come. The treatment, immunocataxis, Vanuatu, and the costs of getting treatment overseas is a lot, like almost around 10 million more or less, depending on what stage you start living or where place you kind of treatment. But this time, I've been thinking about, say, that fear was there and the embarrassment was there when I first detected that lump. I didn't want anyone to know about what was happening to me. Even sitting, lining up for the surgical appointments, I guarded my file to my heart. I didn't want anyone to know about it. But during the process, I met someone with breast cancer. Well, not breast cancer necessarily at that stage. I hadn't really been got problems with the breast or middle leg connect. One story about them, others were in Saudi, so that's how I get to know about the other women. But it was the whole mental process, mental health process during that time. I think what went through my mind at that time was thinking about my son, my family. Now I was not going to be there for them. And I guess this is like something most of our women experience when they first find it's how much time they have with their family and how much they're going to miss out that their family is prepared to live without them. Yeah. So I went through the entire process with my friend. I had a friend, her husband was also there. My husband was also there, but I was very secretive about it. I didn't want anyone to know. I had the biopsy and that the result came back okay, but also during the whole process after the biopsy, we went back to the surgical ward for dressing and going to those dressing appointments. And then there was no privacy. We had to share a room with a man. The curtain was not, there's just no privacy. We just had to go at the same time. It was asking them, please wait outside, but everyone line up from dressing room. So, and there was just one dresser with a few student members. They tried their best to help us, but it was then that I realized and I wanted to do something because I believe that there should be dedicated facilities. There should be a dedicated team for anyone with any type of cancer or any conditions that they are still working through psychologically, but just a dedicated facility for women with breast cancer. At the time, also, personal group. I just knew this. I didn't have time to meet with the others. I was hoping that we had a support group just to share my experience with us and just check on each other. The stories I would hear about others and one of them is the work, but them is the very late stage as well. So this drove me and my husband to document these experiences. because this fear, embarrassment is one of the factors where it causes women when you speak up, but also the uncertainty around the support towards treatment. If I share my story, would others be able to help me? Or would others be willing to help me? Because the financial costs were not really a big one. Moving into now that when we got results, we taking a few days to take Talam law husband for me, but me Talam this time law, my law closest friend for me, because I also needed a support for Pemol, some for diagnostic tests for me while waiting for Kata understanding law. One coverage where insurance for me and cut, one coverage where me no cut. Me seeking also counsel or one well-being support team place here where me just take him out a lot of stress on me to side blow. Think about all steps where please go and that. So me just focus on mental health for me and work for me with that while others only give him that support to navigate the next stages when we need to call him. And me attend him every appointments where he stop me follow every advice for every. But now telling people working through that fear, that mental health based stuff. It will I decide together not to hide it out, because one thing I didn't want anyone to miss out on this time who have any regret about not sharing, not spending enough time together, as well as not being able to help me. Then it could help me. So it was a process, and I would tell people at the time when I was ready. And it was important that I tell people, and those ones when it's there, and it's okay, someone else can tell them. Then I let them tell that, but it was a blessing because through the whole process, I'm able to reconnect with others who have missed out in some part of my life, but also to just the support that we may come through. And me on to months and looking back on the God through every something. And we tell him thank you, oh God, from every something, because I did not go through this myself. I fasted, I prayed, and I just let God guide me through everything. That was the main pillar of the journey for me this time. But also, I was really happy to see a group coming together to set up this fundraising initiative myself, which is what I was hoping to drive from my research, to at least move someone to do something about women with breast cancer in Vanuatu, to get them the help where they need it. So I'm really hoping that this initiative, this support, and this staff will support them on Narafalawan. And with this, Misabe got good information for workplace local, how much it cost, and I'm now all grants or something we Misabe access to him. My whole treatment journey is yet to start, but I think that one point to me being worry small, because we've been looking fundraising law one fellow woman where I go out on a man and public him, being support them good. So that fear was there that if I come out, no one will want to support me. And that's one of the things where a woman really writes about it. But what I got to learn through the whole process, working through, is I don't feel sick. I am okay. But there's something that's growing inside me that needs to be taken care of. It doesn't make me any different or any less of a woman. I'm still me. And I'm not scared about being looked at differently or people knowing that I have breast cancer anymore. I feel like it's a normal part of life. It's normal to have a condition, to be living with a condition. I'm just extra special, I tell myself. But thank you for all the support and love. With all of this, what every positive support will become and giving me a lot of strength from past fear or embarrassment. They'll come out. We'll talk about them because something needs to be done. And so far we are at diagnostic stage and political. And if I'm saying that correctly, but care or last stages. But it's the in between that I'm really hoping that the Misawe address them because we need your support. We need the community support. We need everyone's support to get all our women or anyone with cancer access to treatment. And it could be anyone, not just me. So hopefully we can work together through this and to help others as well.